Hello, Flani. Hello, Meteor. Hello, everybody. How are you guys doing? Hope you had a better week than I did. You ran out of lurk. Oh no, you have to come back. No more lurking. Uh, actually, let me keep. I'm gonna keep the game muted for a bit before I switch scenes. Yeah, was one heck of a week. I knew like on Tuesday that my aunt and her cousin invited themselves over because he has an interview on Wednesday. But what I didn't know is they're gonna come with suitcases, and I'm like, how long are they staying? They didn't leave until Sunday. Saturday. I don't remember. They didn't leave until Saturday or Sunday evening. And I mean, thank you, Auntie, for making all the food, but also, oh my God. I got sick. First time I get foodborne illness in the US ever. It was very hard to keep up with her. Like, she wakes up really early in the morning and starts cooking lunch right there while I'm still asleep, you know? And I wake up and I find they already had breakfast. And she already cooked lunch. And the food stays out there until it's time for lunch. I'm like, you're not supposed to leave cooked food out more than 2 hours. 4 hours maximum, but that's still dangerous. Cross and yes. But yeah, there were a lot of things that apparently happened without me noticing. After they left, my dad found some cooked rice thrown into the container where we keep our uncooked rice. I don't know why. What? I don't get it. And he found some dirty pot in the what is it called? Cabinet? Where we put our clean pots. And this is only the stuff that we caught. I know she at least used one green pepper that was unwashed because it was missing from the drawer that is clearly labeled unwashed. But yeah, she cooks good food, and I have a lot of people in my family that they really cook really good food, tasty food, and they're always talking about how they want to open a restaurant. And when I hear them say that, I'm like, oh no, this is a disaster. You cannot open a restaurant. You'll get people sick. But yeah, I got sick. I don't know what it is that I ate, but my dad was gone from the house for a pretty good chunk of time. He decided to weasel out and stay with my sister. So I ate some stuff that he didn't eat, and he didn't end up being sick. So, but I still don't know what it was exactly. Probably rice, to be honest. She made a lot of things with rice. And after what we found in there, yeah, probably the best suspect. Can sort of relate with terrible food management, especially the food scraps on plates in the cabinet. Oh my God. Yeah. I don't know. She cooks a lot for her family, so I don't know how they don't always get sick. Maybe they developed stomachs of steel from all the exposure. So I guess if you're having the same issue with your family's, Meteor, maybe you also developed a stomach of steel. But yeah, anyway, something big is happening tomorrow. It's gonna be the enrollment appointment for the training, the paid training, tomorrow. And I don't know how it's going to go. I don't know what to expect. I don't know if there's going to be a schedule. I don't know if it's going to be like an appointment every single time they want me to come in. But there's likely changes to the stream schedule, including probably no more stream schedule ever. We'll be back to the old J days where I just go on when I'm available. Whoops, I forgot to dodge that Pokeball. I guess you caught me, Meteor. So yeah, this might be the last regularly scheduled stream. Rip. We'll see, we'll see. I will try to keep it like in the morning if possible when my dad is not home, because that is causing me less issues with him. But most likely I will be gone during business hours, so maybe I won't be able to do it in the morning. So we'll see how it goes. But for now, I have no idea about next week. What? I cannot dodge that. No. Okay. I am single Pokeballed. Thank you for the hide, Meteor. Anyway, let's jump back into the game, I guess. No, not my singular standing up hair, whatever it's called. That's mine. Oh, thank you for the hydrate. How did I make myself? No, I was about to make myself smaller. Why does this? I feel like the camera keeps changing on its own when it shouldn't change on its own. It's locked. It should be here. Okay. Okay. Last time we saw Maya escaping. I don't know if she really managed it, but does that mean she's gonna be right next to me in the trial today? Does it mean that we get full time on the trial because the kidnapper failed? We'll see. Let's find out. Larger. Big Shiran. Wait. Oh, I didn't turn on my controller. It's still not working. Why? Come on. Okay. Now it's working. March 22nd, 9:47 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby Number 3. Adrian did it? That's what it looks like. Dude, no way. That woman couldn't do anything like that. In court today, there will be a mountain of evidence that will implicate you. A mountain of evidence. I'm certain there is someone out there trying very hard to pin this whole thing on you. Please, Mr. Lawyer, dude. Like I said yesterday, I'm refreshing like a spring breeze, alright? I can't let any sort of scandal ruin that. I understand. Well, it's almost time. Mia. We must get a complete acquittal today. I know, but I can't focus on Maya's situation right now. Or Pearl's either. How can you not focus on Pearl's situation right now? No matter what, I have to focus on winning this case by the end of the day. Indeed. Well, let's get going. Is this the kidnapper? If he's gonna try to threaten us again, we know that Maya escaped. It's him. This is right. Good morning. This is it, Mr. Attorney, the day of the trial. Maya, she's unharmed, right? Well, when I checked on her earlier this morning, she seemed a bit, how shall we say, tired. Don't worry, people don't die that easily. Besides, what you really should be concentrating on is winning today's trial. Don't worry, getting an innocent verdict won't ever make you innocent in the views of the masses. For my sake, as well as yours, you must win today's trial. Why are you pointing at me? Why are you pointing at me? I am surrounded. I cannot dodge it. Which is why I sent you a little present this morning. Present? What in the world would you want to give me? You'll figure it out once the trial starts, and even if you don't like my gift, I expect you to generously accept it and win the day's contest. Contest? It's not a contest, if you please. Wait. What gift did he send me? Is it an evidence that will help me in the trial? Mr. Lawyer Dude, who was it? No one. It has nothing to do with you, so forget you heard anything. Dude, did your nose just get longer? It's a trial, not even a full version. Yes, it's a trial version of a trial. It's gonna be very quick. It's just a demo. March 22nd, 10 a.m. District Court, Courtroom Number 3. Winter Art Trial. Court is now in session for the trial of Matt Angard. And the prosecution and defense ready? The defense is ready, Your Honor. She's gone? I say, Mr. Wright, what happened to Miss Von Karma? I don't know, Your Honor. If my gift is Von Karma but being kidnapped, I will take it. Yes, please, I don't like her. Why are you getting mad at me? Your Honor, please be quiet, bailiff. Court is in session. If you must tell me something, please keep it brief. Now then, what is it? She is so rude to Von Karma, her waifu. She beat up Gumshoe into a pulp, and I cannot forgive her for that. She even tried to fire him. He's already starving on his salary. I don't think a kidnapper could stand keeping her around. You're right. Good point. She beat up Gumshoe into a gum under her shoe. Yes, Prosecutor Von Karma has... This morning, Miss Von Karma was shot? Okay, I did not want that to happen, but maybe that is the gift. But I still didn't want it to happen. I want her behind bars, but not shot. What? Shot? How is this gonna help my case, though? Somehow, I think this is the present that man was talking about. His present. Miss Von Karma is one of the top prosecutors in the country at the moment. Are they gonna have somebody substitute for her? Is that the point of this present? It must be Edgeworth. I hope you mean it's the substitute. Wouldn't be the first murder. No, you mean it's it's him. It's him that shot her. Should have whipped the gunman. I know, right? If she were to disappear, it would be to your advantage. This is totally insane. Miss Von Karma, is she alright? Never bring a gun to a whipping. I don't have that answer. She's alive and in stable condition. Edgeworth? Edgeworth, please? Please? That's good. You're... Yes! Okay. I forgive the gunman. Your Honor, due to the circumstances, Miss Francisca Von Karma cannot appear in court today. Murder. Oh yes, I do want to do that to him, Meteor. Okay. Miles Edgeworth, will be taking her place. The prosecution is ready. Naturally. Oh, excuse me. Miss Von Karma was shot in her right shoulder and is currently undergoing surgery. Luckily, I have looked this case over and I am familiar with the details. The prosecution seeks to prove the guilt of Mr. Matt Ongard. The court acknowledges the prosecution. Do they know that Edgeworth was helping me on this case earlier? Right. I finally found the answer I was struggling for on my long journey this past year. By the time this case comes to an end, you too will know the answer. What is the answer? He just likes to fight me? I think that's his answer. He doesn't care that I whip his ass every single time. Because, you know, I'm supposed to be the winner in the game. But he comes back for more every single time. That is his answer. And my answer is I want to face off against Edgeworth. Two wrongs don't make a right. Now then, the prosecution would like to call as first witness. But honestly, I think the answer for both of them is finding the truth, maybe. Maybe. It's not about winning. But Edgeworth is always on the wrong side of the truth because that's the game. Please bring Detective Gumshoe to the witness stand. Witness, your name and occupation. My name is Dick Gumshoe, sir. Look at his low energy after she beat him up. I'm a detective down at the precinct. For now, no. Poor Gumshoe. For now? After this trial is over, I'm supposed to turn in my badge, sir. Detective Gumshoe. Can we get Von Karma fired and thrown into jail for all of her offenses, please? Not just in the courtroom, like physically abusing Gumshoe. Why doesn't he file charges against her? The prosecution has no need for a depressed witness. Lift your head up and face forward like a proud officer, Detective Dick Gumshoe. Oh no. Yes, sir. If only it was that easy. Let's have your testimony. If we want to explore the various facets of this case, we must start with that. Get ready, Phoenix. This is going to be one very rough fight. Yeah, it would have to be with Edgeworth as my opponent. I think Phoenix is more worried about winning against Edgeworth than Von Karma. The answer he was struggling for. Interesting. Show me this answer you finally found, Edgeworth. Witness testimony. Bare facts of the case. This murder happened after the Hero of Heroes Award ceremony, sir. The victim, Juan Correda, was found dead in his hotel room. After looking into the cause of death, we believe he was definitely murdered, sir. At first, we thought it was something suspicious about the empty guitar case. However, we later found out that the guitar case had nothing to do with the murder. Why? Okay, I guess that is gonna be the big thing to press on. After the award ceremony ended, the victim was alone in his room? Yes, sir. Both the victim and defendant went alone to their rooms. I see. Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. This murder happened after the Hero of Heroes Award ceremony. Would you please give us a brief timeline of what happened after the ceremony? Okay, pal, the ceremony started at 6 p.m. It ended around 8 p.m. and then there was a short break. A special post-ceremony show was supposed to start in the lobby 30 minutes later, so at 8:30. And that's when the victim's body was found? Which is to say the murder occurred during that 30-minute break period. Please continue with your testimony, Detective. The victim, Juan Correa, was found dead in his hotel room. Who found him? Oh, she found him. The person who discovered the victim's body was Adrian Andrews, correct? I don't remember that. Why was she there? Who is this Adrian Andrews you're talking about? She's the defendant, Matt Onguard's manager. She's a really pretty lady, sir. So, she's a pretty lady. I wonder if she will grace us with her presence. Oh my god. When the post-ceremony show was about to start, she went to get Mr. Onguard. After visiting her room, she next went to the victim's room to get him for the show, sir. I see, and that's when she found the victim's body. After looking into the case, the cause of death, we believe he was definitely murdered, sir. The cause of death, wasn't that because Mr. Correa was stabbed in the chest? Only a careless amateur would believe something so brainless as that, pal. No, you missed it. Take a good hard look at that crime photo. I did feel like it was too easy to be dead with just a stab like that. I mean, Von Karma got shot in the same spot and she's still alive and going to surgery right now. So maybe he was poisoned or something. But definitely it wasn't the tomato juice because they didn't find signs of it being drank, right? A real pro's attention would be drawn here to this bandana. Oh, there is something around his neck. I think he's referring to that. Maybe he was strangled. Banana? Banana. What is wrong with this judge? His bandana, sir? That's the thing wrapped tightly around his neck? Ah, yes, I see. He's hungry. His banana-scented bandana. No, there's no banana. Then what about the knife? It seems to have been stuck in the victim's chest on purpose after his death. We have a crafty murderer on our hands here. Autopsy report. Time of death 8:15 p.m. Cause strangled with a scarf, then stabbed with a knife. At first we thought there was something suspicious about the empty case. We have an arson crafts murderer on our hands. Why did you think that? Because it was empty, pal. The jamming ninja doesn't go anywhere without his bright red guitar. And we couldn't find it anywhere at the scene of the crime. Then how about this theory? A fan really wanted the guitar and did the crime to get it. How's that? What is wrong with the judge today? We thought of that too, but... The only fingerprints on the guitar case were the victims. Only the victims, huh? What's wrong with the judge every day? True. I see. So much for my theory then. There is some water, but only on top of the lid. Bears Correa's fingerprints. Are we sure it's water? Like, they did when they first saw it, they didn't say like, oh, a sweat. They were very positive They're like, oh, there's water on top of it. How did they know it's water? However, we later found out that the guitar case had nothing to do with the murder. Explain it. What convinced you it had nothing to do with the case? The guitar wasn't at the Gatewater Hotel that night. Well, then where was it? The bright red guitar was eventually found at the TV studio. The victim, Juan Corrida, had apparently only taken the case with him, sir. So you mean he forgot to put it inside the case? Yes, sir. Even when he was on stage for the ceremony, he didn't have his guitar. So that guitar case was empty even before he got to the hotel. Yeah, that's right. So it really had nothing to do with the case after all. I believe that is enough. First, the victim was choked to death with his bandana. Then, after the victim was dead, the killer deliberately stabbed him with a knife. Which brings me to my next point. When then did the police arrest Mr. Angard? Because there was reason enough to suspect him. Wait, did I read this correctly? Why then? Not when. Why then did the police arrest Matt Angard? Okay, here it comes. Looks like Edgeworth is back in full swing. Very well, Detective Gumshoe, please testify about this matter. Yes, sir. Why arrest Angard? Matt Angard and Juan Corrida were huge rivals with each other. They each thought the other guy was in his way. That's motive enough in my book. Bring out falsified evidence. Edgeworth out to falsely accuse innocence, and once more, okay. As for evidence, there's the jamming ninjas button. This is a perfect example of what Meteor said earlier about even if you're found innocent, to the masses you will always be guilty. Edgeworth was found innocent. And Flonny keeps saying he's corrupt. There's the jamming ninjas button. It was ripped off the ninja's costume and was found in Mr. Angard's hakama. The defendant's fingerprints were also all over the knife. The defendant bought the knife for the crime. Bought it? No, it was in his hotel room. It was the missing knife on the coffee table where they were eating. Which makes this a premeditated murder. Maybe she bought it with his credit card or something to further implicate him. And after he got his fingerprints on it, after eating, she went and shoved it in Corrida's chest. I mean, Angard doesn't do anything on his own, right? It's all his manager. So the defendant's fingerprints were found on the knife used in the stabbing. I doubt he even knows how to use a credit card. It was sort of sticky on the handle, so the fingerprints came out pretty cleanly, sir. There's the victim's blood and Angard's fingerprints. In the grip, Gatewater is engraved. No. How did they come up with this conclusion that it was bought by him? Clearly it's not even bought, it was one of the hotel's utensils. You don't buy utensils at the hotel, right? They just provide it for you, and then when you're done with it, they take it back and wash it. Maybe we need to press him on that bought it part, if they let us. And there's this button. That was found in the defendant's clothes, right? And this button also covered in blood? Is this button also covered in blood? Yes, and we know that the blood on it is the victim's blood, sir. What? Was ripped from his costume, is covered in Corrida's blood found in Onguard's hakama. All of this points very clearly to the defendant, doesn't it? Yes, it most certainly does, Your Honor. Ready to give in yet, right? No. I have some cross-examination to do. I'll find the hole in your argument somehow. You can press as hard as you'd like, just hurry up with your usual pointless questions. When were they ever pointless? You never won once against me. Grr. Why arrest Onguard? Matt Onguard and Juan Corrida were huge rivals with each other. Actually, I want to see if we can actually read the autopsy. Or, no, it's just this much. Can't open it. Matt Onguard and Juan Corrida were huge rivals with each other. But in terms of popularity, Mr. Onguard won, didn't he? Yeah, but you know what's ironic, pal? Juan Corrida was always one step behind Mr. Onguard in everything. This year it seemed like he'd finally caught up, ready for the big final showdown. But Mr. Corrida lost the Grand Prix in the end. That is too bad. He must have been pretty downhearted after losing. They each thought the other guy was in his way. That's motive enough in my book. Wait just 1 second here. Mr. Onguard was beating Mr. Corrida in the popularity polls. Well, yeah, I guess, but... Which means that in the defendant's eyes, the victim was not a rival at all. Which means he had no motive to kill at all. Yes, I quite agree. Well, detective? It's not, well... I guess if you put it that way, then yeah, the defendant would have had no motive. Detective, I'm beginning to see why you were fired. No, not you too, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. That's... I look forward to your pension negotiations. No. Now, detective, let's continue with the testimony. Isn't that witness intimidation? Okay, you were right, Flanny. He does still have dirty tactics. Not my poor pension, too. Detective, if you value your money, I suggest you proceed. Yes, sir. We can talk about my pension later, sir. I don't think you're supposed to intimidate your own witness, you're right. He's just intimidating him because he agreed with my point. What about what I was saying? Hello? Anyone? They got distracted. As for evidence, there's the Jamming Ninja's button. Do you have any proof that the button belonged to the victim? What do you mean, pal? Let me put it this way. I'm asking if you have any evidence to back up your claim that this button was ripped off of Jamming Ninja's costume. But can't you tell by just looking at it? And the victim's blood is on it. Anyone could have smeared that blood on there afterwards. Mr. Edgeworth, help me, sir. Right, I knew it had to be this piece of evidence. Now, to reel this one in. Thread. Huh? The button was attached to the costume by thread, obviously. But hey, if Gumshoe gets fired, he can work as a private investigator under you. You know what? Let him get fired. I will pay him generously. And you both don't make money. Never mind. No change, really. I will not pay him. I will pay him just as little. What if it was attached by glue? The button was attached to the costume by thread, obviously, and that thread snapped when the button was torn off. If we match up the ends of the thread on the costume with the thread on the button, it's a perfect match. Yeah, that's it. They're a perfect match, pal. Irk. That's Edgeworth for you, never misses a beat. It was ripped off of the ninja costume and was found in Mr. Angard's hakama. The defendant's fingerprints were... Wait, I forgot to press on that one. No, I didn't. I was trying to go back. Can I skip this? I can't skip this. We're gonna go through all of this again just to go press on the previous one. How were the fingerprints arranged on the knife? What do you mean, pal? By examining the fingerprints, can you determine how the defendant held the knife? That's Edgeworth for you, never misses a beat down or a beating. For example, did he hold it normally or overhand? Oh, is that what you mean? Well, we didn't actually think of that. I can't believe the bumbling of this department. Helpless. Are you paying attention to the testimony, right? The defendant's fingerprints were all over the knife. There's no way to determine how the knife was held at the moment of the murder. So is the defendant the owner of this knife then? Okay, let's go back. It wasn't the last sentence. When was this button found? Pretty soon after the body was found. We rounded up everyone who knew Mr. Correda. And then we did a search on them all. That's when we found the button. So it was almost immediately after the murder. The police didn't have the free time to lollygag and play tricks unlike some people. Hey, what is he trying to say about me here? The defendant's fingerprints. Okay, we saw this one. The defendant bought the knife for the crime, which makes this a premeditated murder. There's no way this was a premeditated murder, even if he bought the knife. Sorry, pal, this isn't some pocket knife. It doesn't fold, so it's not great for walking around with either. Well, this is not good. If the prosecution can prove that it was a premeditated murder, we're done for. Gotta premeditate on that murder. Phoenix. Yes? There's something very interesting about what the detective just said now. Think carefully before it's too late. I think I need to present the knife itself and point out that engraving on it. A button covered in the victim's blood and a knife with Angard's fingerprints. Not footprints, fingerprints. Be grateful. If the judge were more harsh, he would have already pounded his gavel in closing. We're still in a world of trouble. Well, before any battle, you must find your enemy's weakness. So let's find the weakness in this testimony, no matter how small it may be, okay, Phoenix? Okay, let's skip to the last sentence. And be like, this is from the hotel. it worked. It stopped the music, so it worked. Wait a second. What? So the basis of your argument that this was a premeditated murder is simply that my client bought a knife beforehand? That's right, pal. The defendant did not buy this knife. Huh? Take a good look at the handle of this knife. You'll see what I'm talking about. Huh? It has a Gatewater seal set into the handle. Gatewater? I think I've heard that name somewhere before. Imagine if you murder someone and then buy the knife after. That's the name of the hotel, the Gatewater Hotel. You use it, you buy it to the extreme. Uh-oh. How did you miss that? The murder knife was actually property of the hotel, which means this murder was not premeditated. Yes, that is very true. This is a very big... Hehehe. What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? I'm sorry, but the defense is simply too careless. What? I think whether the crime was premeditated or not has already been determined. How so? The hotel is guilty. I admit this knife is hotel property. There's no one currently on the police force that is dumb enough not to realize this. I just don't understand why they were confident that he bought it before the murder. Like, where did that idea come from? Or was it just, you know, a suggestion from the previous prosecutor who's now in surgery? But I didn't know. Oh, whimper. The question is, where did this knife come from? Why, that's obvious. It came from the victim, Mr. Koreda's room. Sorry, Your Honor, but that is incorrect. The victim ate at a last meal before he was murdered. With that being the case, I would like to draw the court's attention to what is on top of the table. He's gonna mention, like, this knife was missing from Angard's plate in the other room, right? There is a knife and a fork on the table. Why do I not have these pictures in my evidence? Then, where in the world did this knife come from? If it pleases the court, I would like for us to recall the room of the defendant, Mr. Matt Angard. The court cannot recall the room of the defendant because they never saw it. Especially what was on top of his table. There is something missing. Perhaps it is a single knife. We investigated the leftover dishes for fingerprints, and while we were investigating, we came to the conclusion that Mr. Matt Angard's knife was missing. Mr. Angard had gone to the victim's room with the knife he had used during dinner. Why would he carry a knife on a visit? To kill, of course. And with that, I believe the prosecution has proven this was a premeditated murder. I don't know, he was killed using the scarf. It just tells me more that the knife was used just to frame him. Amazing, Mr. Edgeworth. Absolutely brilliant. A brilliantly clear deduction. It seems like Edgeworth had this planned from the very beginning. This must be one of those traps, and I just walked headlong into it. A murder weapon with fingerprints and a button from the victim's costume. There is quite a sizable amount of evidence here. I can safely say that any further deliberation is a waste of your honor's time. Although, I wouldn't mind if the defense were to present evidence not yet shown to the court. Maybe the clipping? And this suspicious rearrangement of the crime scene. I think we need to save. Evidence not yet shown. He means evidence that the court hasn't seen yet. I know what that means. New evidence. What does the defense have to say about this, Mr. Wright? Well, Phoenix. The judge is favoring the prosecution right now. If we answer with something wrong here, that gavel of his will be ringing out to the sound of our defeat. Actually, I do. There's one. Only one? I have multiple that I want to show to make my case. One piece of evidence that catches my attention. Something that this court has yet to see. Mr. Wright? I will say this one more time. I do not feel this trial needs to continue at all. However, I am giving you one chance, and only one. Okay. I think presenting the clipping might be too early. Actually, no. Andrews was mentioned already in the trial, so maybe it would work. It's either that or, you know, we can point out that the scene of the crime was rearranged, even though we don't have a picture of the scene of the crime in its current state like Edgeworth had. You didn't show your evidence to this court. What the judge is saying, right, is don't try pulling one of your usual bluffs here. If I mess this up, it's curtains for all of us. Oh my god, look at my HP bar, all of it is flashing. May now present one and only one piece of evidence. What is this important evidence that you must show to the court? Damn it. You would lose the case, but you would get free curtains. What's up, Tazix? How are you? Do I need to open the guide? No, it's okay. I can reload if needed. No, not the juice. It's mine. Yeah, I am thinking about this because I don't have another picture to show the comparison, but that table with the tomato juice there in the photo is not where it is right now. That whole table was moved and put between the chairs where he supposedly had his meal. I don't have something to compare. But if I present this, I can be like, there is somebody else with a motive who does everything on behalf of Vanguard. I'm gonna try this one first. The picture. No, I failed. I failed. This time the music stopped when I failed. Sorry, right? But this time your bluffing steered you wrong. Ah, fine. Okay, let's try the clipping. No. Trying to present your attorney badge. You know what? I want to try it just for the sake of trying it. Now that you said that. No, not even a joke is no different. Okay. I guess the tomato juice, the cup itself. They did mention, like, while we were investigating, like, why is that the one thing that didn't get broken in there? A wine glass, is it not? It worked. Flanny, you gave me a hint when I wasn't asking for one. I'm gonna bunk you. Please look at the photo of the crime scene one more time. The scene is a mess because of the victim's struggle against his assailant. The vase was broken, his makeup is all over the floor. I didn't give any hint, I hadn't read the guide. You were like so I don't know how to say this. It's like he saw it in what is that word is, you know, the fortune tellers kind of thing? Like you sensed it and something compelled you to put the SpongeBob on the on the tomato juice. And you gave me a hint. You didn't mean to, but you gave me you gave me a hint. I was just waiting for food to appear. The vase was broken. His makeup is all over the floor. Do not lick the blood though, that's not a proper snack. These were all things that were at one point sitting on the top of the dresser. Well, yes, I see your point. However, as for vampires, you're right. You are a vampire. Then why were you licking the tomato juice? Flan is a vampire, yes. This glass that is sitting on top of the dresser is mysteriously untouched. The tomato juice bottle is also mysteriously untouched. But why couldn't I make that same point with the picture? They even put the picture in there when he was pointing at the stuff, right? They should have accepted that as my one singular evidence. I'm really unhappy with this case so far. Not only I presented correct evidence and it was rejected, but last week, when I was trying to proceed and I got spoiled by needing to look up the guide because I've presented everything and nothing was moving forward. I got spoiled that I'm about to see Edgeworth, and the answer to it was presenting evidence that I already presented to Gumshoe, and I was really upset about that. And the thing that spoiled me didn't even give me the answer. It just told me that I'm about to see Edgeworth, so it didn't help. I'm really not happy with this case. I think it's the worst case so far. The only thing that had not fallen over along with everything else is this wine glass. This piece of evidence is more than strange enough to warrant further consideration. Worse than the previous? Yeah. I was very heartbroken when that part got spoiled for me, and even worse when I realized it was hanging on something that I already presented. Like, the game didn't give me any hint that I need to be presenting something I already presented. And even then, when I presented it again, it started exactly the same, but it changed as you kept going through it. And I'm like, why did you do that? Why? This piece of evidence is more than strange enough to warrant further consideration. I've been waiting to confront Edgeworth and see him and talk to him since the start of this game, right? And I was robbed out of it because of something as silly as presenting something I already presented without any indication that I needed to present it again. What do you all have to say? Well, yes, it is a little peculiar. Yes, isn't it? I thought it was. You can stop looking at me with those puppy dog eyes of yours. Mr. Edgeworth? What is it, Your Honor? Your opinion. You don't need my opinion, because there is no special meaning to that glass. What? It's safe to say that the glass was set there after the crime took place. By the person who discovered the body, Adrian Andrews, for example. She could have easily been so shocked that she set the glass down without thinking. Can we get fingerprints on that? That does sound very plausible, Mr. Wright. Could Miss Andrews really have set that glass down without thinking? It is possible, but I want to ask for fingerprints. What kind of question is this? But does he drink tomato juice? Was she bringing it to him to call him to the conference room? Why would she come into his room with the tomato juice? I wish I could take a look at On Guard's room. At both rooms, to be honest. I don't think she set it down. There is this suspicious movement of everything in the Well, not everything. That table with the tomato juice on it. Why was it moved? I'm gonna go not possible. If I appear weak here, the trial is over. I can look for my proof later. For now, I should trust my instinct and point with certainty. She set it down there just in case he decided not to be dead and was very thirsty. They just might fall for it if you're thought-provoking enough. Phoenix's usual bluffing. The defense would like to challenge the prosecution's theory. We would like to see something that proves it was Mr. Andrews who set the cup on the table. Oh, he is gonna ask for fingerprints, I think. You've turned the situation on its head yet again, as usual. Mr. Edgeworth, do you have any proof to back up your claim? There's no way he has any. He's just bluffing. No, he's gonna be like, I already have her fingerprints on it. Unlike Mr. Wright, I never say anything unless I have the evidence to support it. He does not bluff. What? Next scene. Why does everyone assume I'm bluffing? You're not thinking hard enough today, right? Did you think this wine glass escaped my notice? Then, of course it has been thoroughly inspected for fingerprints. Fingerprints? I guess I chose the wrong answer then. There were only one set of fingerprints left on this wine glass. Only one? Well, whose were they? They were not the victims nor the defendants, rather they were one of Adrian Andrews. What? Found next to the victim is filled with tomato juice, bears Andrews' fingerprints. Edgeworth, you've activated my trap card. This is really long-winded wrong answer then, yes. That is why I said that the person who had discovered the body had left it there. And we are done here, Mr. Wright. Today you'll learn wrong answers add items to the court record. Okay, maybe it wasn't the wrong answer. But what bluffs do I have left in my arsenal? Can't believe I fell into another trap. Miss Andrews was probably holding the glass when she went to see Mr. Correda. Have to fail first in order to progress. Innovative gameplay. But upon seeing his dead body, she was stunned and she set the glass down to the dresser. What you just said makes a lot of sense. Confess your crime. Confess to the crime, then your client will go free. I know, right? Why don't defense lawyers do that all the time? Disc. Now, do you see, right? You can't change any part of my scenario as it explains everything all too well. Confess to the crime, then your attorney will go free. I thought long and hard this past year about what it means to be a prosecutor. Okay. And from here on out, I will show you the answer I have come to discover. Wait, Edgeworth? I think the prosecution has provided enough evidence for me to enter my verdict. Unfortunately, I cannot allow you to pass judgment yet. Oh, you're good, flying sword. Edgeworth, the consecutor. What is consecutor? Oh, like a con man? I cannot allow you to pass judgment yet. The prosecution has yet another witness we would like the court to hear from. Okay. Another witness? Yes. Bailiff. Please bring in the next witness. He's gonna be the... He doesn't know it yet, but he is helping me. Or maybe he is doing this on purpose. He doesn't want a verdict to be made without everything considered from every single corner. And he said he's gonna show it from here on out, right? So they're gonna bring, what's her name? Wendy Oldbag? And we know, or at least we think, that she stole the camera that had a false article that she completely believed in. And that article is gonna give us the chance to talk about the connection of Andrews to all of this and frame her as another suspect, right? What in the world is Mr. Edgeworth thinking? Now then, witness, please state your name and occupation. Is she gonna be wearing that the whole time? Witness, your name and occupation, please. He still struggles with that as always. Gotcha. Grr. I wonder what happened to that calm composure he had earlier. Oh, edgy boy. It's been, what, a year since we last met, hasn't it? You should be more happy to see me. That's a face of a very happy Edgeworth. I saw the report with her testimony, but who knew that under that helmet it was the Wicked Witch of the witness stand? He didn't know it was Wendy. Okay. I think he is starting to see his case fall apart, because he knows she's a bad witness. I tell you, this time I know what I'm supposed to do. So today I'm going to tell you anything and everything. Even things that don't have to do with that terrible crime. Miss Witness, that terrible crime is all this court needs to know. The judge is not interested in other things she wants to say. If it was Andrews, he would really like to know what else she wanted to talk about. I'm talking to my dear Edgy Wedgie right here. Don't interrupt us, Gramps. Who are you calling Gramps? Yes, ma'am. No, please, by all means, interrupt her, please. Anyway, witness, your testimony, please. She didn't introduce her name and occupation, right? We got distracted from that. It's true what they say, that youth are hot-headed nowadays. Not that I mind at all, Edgy. Now then, what should I start with? The witness was on security detail at the hotel on the night of the murder. Isn't the Wicked Witch of the witness stand Laura Hart? Yeah, that's another one. I think he might call her next. Is this correct, Miss Oldbag? It was a great job being able to see my dearie Juan. It was almost too much for my little heart to handle. You mean you were a fan of the victim? Look, everyone is crazy over that on guard, saying he's cute in a fresh way or something. But not me, I wouldn't say anything so silly. After all, I have no interest in a little child like him. I'm only interested in a real man, Juan Correa. But those two were the same age. Anyway, as I was saying, I was pacing in front of his room that night. Very well. Please tell the court what you witnessed the night of the murder. Leave it to me, Edgy Poo. What you witnessed. Anyway, after the ceremony, I went to pace around in the hallway in front of his room. There was something I was interested in finding out, you know? Well, since I was on the job, I made sure to keep a good eye out the whole time. Plus, when someone showed up, it was a man coming out of poor Juan's room. It was Enguarde, Matt Enguarde. He was trying to sneak his way out of Juan's room. So Mr. Enguarde came out from the victim's room? See, it has to be him. He's the murderer. So she's not sure it was him? I see. Well, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. After the ceremony, I went to pace around in the hallway. Miss Oldbag, what was your post on that night? The lobby. I was supposed to help set up the stage for that trifling show. Let's take a look at the map. Okay, so she went really far away from her post. But I refused to help. I'll have you know, it was for that lead-headed samurai's show. I even took out a few of the nails. Nails? Maybe it was a good thing the show didn't go on? Does she mean she was trying to sabotage the... She was trying to sabotage the lobby instead of helping? Besides, that manager with the glasses seemed to be working hard at it without me. So I thought I would take a break and spread my wings a little. And that's when you went to hang around the victim's door? There was something I was interested in finding out, you know? Something you were interested in. And just what was that? It's not some little thing I can just go around telling everyone, you know? It's top secret between me and Juan. And Ejipu, of course. Mr. Edgeworth, what is this thing she was interested in? I have no idea. I despise gossip, Your Honor. Gossip? But should it prove relevant, we can always have it appended to her testimony later. I guess we need to present the clipping on that statement so it gets appended. Looks like we shouldn't force it right now. And did the witness stay in the vicinity of the victim's door the entire time? Well, since I was on the job, I made sure to keep a good eye out the whole time. Then would you tell us the number of people who went in and out Mr. Koreda's room? I have no idea. I was not really on the job. I wasn't born so I could count things for those who didn't pay attention in class. But you're the one who's supposed to be paying attention. That's why ever since I turned 20, I quit keeping track of how old I really am. Yes, well, that would explain why your age was not included in the report. Wait, we actually don't have her age? We don't have her age. Everyone is so young except for Edgeworth and then that mysterious age of 20-year-old security lady. What do you mean? She's 20. Yeah. Let me silence my phone. I don't know. I forgot to do that. Lately, I've been getting a lot of spam messages where is somebody pretending to be like, oh, are you busy? Can we talk right now or whatever? Pretending to be somebody that probably I know and I'm expecting to have a call with, and I'm like, I just need to block this number. And I get one of these every single day. I'm like, what? Who got my phone number? And why? Whatever. Yeah, clearly trying to scam me into something. But yeah, I don't respond to it. But it gets annoying. Especially when it happens when I'm trying to take a nap. Like right now on stream. Let's go to the sleep category right now. That would explain why your age was not included in the report. Are you busy? Can we capture you? In any case, the witness then saw... No! I am very busy right now. I'm gonna block you from my phone. I don't think that's gonna help. Interrupting the nap stream. That reminds me, I saw something on Blue Sky earlier about two-factor authentication no longer required for affiliate login or something. I don't know who cares about that, but maybe it's maybe it's something that's stopping somebody from getting affiliate. The witness then saw someone, correct? Last when someone showed up, it was a man coming out of poor Juan's room. Me? Oh, wait, I don't stream. I don't know if they still require things like a verified phone number or whatever, but the two-factor authentication is no longer a requirement. But maybe you can check, Flanny, and maybe you can stream now. maybe if the two-factor authentication is gone, maybe it also means, you know, other things are gone. 2FA is doable in a lot of ways. I think I was having some trouble setting it up for my stream. I don't know why. Do you know who this man is? Who in the world was that? I'm not allowed to say. What? This sort of information has to be carefully guarded from the masses, Sonny. Wait, if it's not on guard, you have to tell us it's not on guard. You were saying somebody came out of it and then you were like it was the murderer. And who is not allowing you to say it? The man that came out of Juan's room, he was... Yes, he was... Oh, I'm too scared. I can't say his name out loud. I guess it's good for it to not be a barrier for entry. I'm just in a security-focused job. So I'm like, yes, more security. You need at least 3-factor authentication. Is that even a thing? Oh, what I wouldn't give to have Francisca's whip right now. Well, I guess I can't tell you since he was such a bad boy anyway. Okay, so she was just teasing. Are we sure it was on guard? Are you sure of what you saw? It was on guard. Matt on guard. He was trying to sneak his way out of Juan's room. You saw my client? Are you sure about that? Yes, see. Really? Annoying brat. When I say I saw someone, I saw that person. Why do I get a sense of deja vu? Maybe to avoid a repeat of last year, I should delve into this a bit further. I wonder if this is one of those where I have to choose the correct one to get a response, or it's one of those where I have to go in order so I don't miss something. But anyway, this is just pressing, so I'm gonna go with them one by one, even if it means going through the testimony 3 times. No! There's no Pokemon there, Flonny. Where's your chat OTP? What is that? Objection. Okay, let's talk about the person's face first. Tell the court about the man's face in more detail. You don't need me to tell you about his face. That soft, gentle look in his eyes and his effeminate lips. His right eye covered by his silky hair. His sparkling, shining teeth. Now that she mentions that, Adrienne Andrews also has her eye covered a little bit by her hair. Not completely, but she definitely can cover it if she's trying to pretend to be him. Objection! Janiron is a Pokemon, therefore Janiron is a shiny Janiron. How did you do that? How did you highlight the message? Oh, was that the redeem to highlight? Doesn't tell me you were highlighted. Weird. Oh, it's my tag thing. It gets highlighted when I get tagged. You didn't highlight it. It just looks highlighted for me. Because I said your name. Yeah. Thank you. She did mention it was the right eye. But I mean, she can just shift her bangs to the right? I have to use my fingerprint, put in a 6-digit code, and answer a series of 5 questions from my childhood to send a chat. That's the only way I can keep from being impersonated. Okay, that's what the OTP is, I guess. Double highlight. Hello, Janiron. Can you tell me the difference between highlight and highlight? I have never heard of the second highlight, so no, I cannot tell you. Thank you. His teeth were shining. Do we actually see their teeth in their profiles? Okay, she does not smile for the camera. Well, he's shining all around in this week's pin-up poster, dearie. This week's pin-up? Why do you... I mean... I don't care how he looks in this week's issue. Please stay with what you saw that night. What? Ongar's face is the same no matter where it is, you know? You whippersnapper. So, Mr. Wright, was this testimony just now important or relevant in any way? It was very important. It was very important, Your Honor. Then perhaps you would like to point out what part of the testimony was important? You don't really have to put it that way to get me to say. Mr. Wright, there is something much more valuable than a person's pride. And that is time. Oh, they're not gonna allow me to go through all the options? Please don't waste this court's precious time with worthless questions. Yes, Your Honor. I think I just wasted his good favor. She might not remember things or be mistaken here and there, but I don't think she is lying. That's bad for us, really bad. But that's how the human mind is. It also has the tendency to jump off topic. She strayed onto a few interesting side topics this time too, hasn't she? But that's not what makes her a sweet old lady, right? That's because you're not the one who has to question her. Okay, I didn't get penalized. Can I actually go back? I can't go back. Oh, this is the end of it. Okay. Maybe we need to press on every single one until we get a clue. What was the person carrying? Why can't I? Okay, I guess the mod bugged this again. It's not letting me choose it. I need to load. What was the person carrying? In which hand? His right or his left? Now this is a real mess. I mean, I can't be expected to answer such a vague question. Indeed, please be more specific with your question, Mr. Wright. Sorry, what was the man you saw carrying in his right hand? He wasn't carrying anything in that hand. What about his left hand? I cast request password recovery and use the item provide Thazik's mother's maiden name to reset your password to a password of my choice. My one weakness. Then how about his left? Empty. Well, this whole thing has been a lot of nothing. So, Mr. Wright, was this testimony just important or relevant in any way? Yes. Now we know he left without having anything in his hands. Okay, let's do it one more time, and after that we will think about what to present. I forgot to press! Whoops. Okay. Press the press button. What was he wearing? What a troublesome man you are, really, as if something like that matters. But it does. Now, what was it? He better be wearing that hakama, or whatever it was called. It was that thing. What thing? The gaudy thing that he's always wearing, that racing jacket. Wait! Was this actually the correct answer? I need to look up what hakama means. I was assuming it was his samurai costume, but if it happens to be that racing jacket, that would be a problem. Type of Japanese clothing. Okay, so he was not wearing what we thought Button fell into. So she is lying about what she saw and who she saw, and she probably didn't see anybody actually get out of his room. He was wearing that at the detention center too. That thing's meant for nothing but seducing women out of their pantaloons. What? Right? So, Mr. Wright, was this testimony just now important? Yes. It was very important. Why does it keep bugging out like that? Load. keeps resetting my music. I don't like that. It was very important. You don't see it, Edgeworth? This one is different. Your Honor, I request what the witness said about the jacket be appended to her testimony. I don't quite see where you're going with this, but alright, witness, please. Well, I don't like to badmouth anyone without reason, but if I must. Okay, he was wearing his flashy racing jacket. Honestly, it's all just for show. I'm not even gonna press on this, I'm just gonna present it. Miss Oldbag. What? Don't say my name for no reason. Do you know what this is? It's a button. It's button number 2 on the Jammin' Ninja's costume. Now I know she's an obsessed fan. She identified it in a single glance. Give it here, give it here. If you don't give it to me, I'll punish you with this. It does look like an egg. Wow, she really is a die-hard fan to want a button covered in blood. This button was discovered on Mr. Enguarde's body during a full body search. See? This button proves beyond a shadow of doubt it was that rascal, Enguarde. It was caught up in the pleats of his nickel samurai hakama pants. See? And Enguarde is the nickel samurai. Witness? No, it may just be me, and I do have an active imagination. But just now, didn't you say that the defendant, Matt Enguarde, was wearing his usual racing jacket? Oops. I'm so sorry. Sorry that you judge people based on what they wear. If I were that... Never mind. It's a hydration break. Now hold your tongue still there for 1 second. So, what you saw in actuality was not Mr. Enguarde, the man, but Mr. Enguarde, the nickel samurai? But when you think about it, they're really one and the same anyway. This is exactly like the Steel Samurai case. Miss Oldbag, this is a very important point we're talking about. Edgy-poo, do you think so too? Well, it might be something worth considering. Just say it's important and agree with me for a change. Witness, think carefully and try to remember as much as you can before you testify. Alright, if you insist. I should be the one sighing, not you. Who I saw? Enguarde, yes, now I remember. The nickel samurai, that's right, it was the nickel samurai that I saw. Yes, it would have been convenient for him to wear his costume during the murder. He had to go to that post-ceremony stage show right after the crime, you know? So he must have worn that nickel samurai costume when he was stabbing poor Juan. But you just said he was wearing the racing jacket. Why should I believe anything coming out of this witness? I knew it. I knew you would say he was inside that costume. What? Did you think there could have been someone else inside that costume? Don't be a bad little boy, thinking such shrewd things. But the possibility does exist. Youngins today, I told you, there is no way it was anyone else. How do you know that? Because I said so, and what I say is the truth. At least she's just as delightful a witness as she was a year ago. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Wait, I didn't press her on the first one. Okay. Let's go back. Could you please get on with your testimony? That was the press. Watch your language, young man. What sort of tone is that to take on with an elder? My youthfulness isn't what it used to be, so you should forgive me for everything. If you keep on barking at me like that, I'll start singing at the top of my lungs. Oh, please don't. Striking figure by the sea, standing all alone is he. He's the Nickel Samurai. She's actually singing. Someone help my poor ears. Mr. Edgeworth, can you please do something about this racket? Witness, I'll give you a piece of gum later if you'll be good and stick to just the facts. What? You promised, right? Right, I'll be sending the bill for the chewing gum to your office at a later date. What? Remind me to send you a thank you note later too, Edgeworth, old chum. The Nickel Samurai, that's right, it was the Nickel Samurai that I saw. Be a little more careful with your testimony, please. Not too long ago you said he was wearing his racing jacket and now he's not? Not too long ago? Then let me ask you this. When you were itty bitty, what was your grand dream? Huh? What did you want to be when you grew up? Whippersnapper? My dream, huh? Well, I wanted to be a Judge Wagner, hero of the public's court. So what? See? And look at where you are now. You're not Judge Wagner, are you? Are you? Well, what I said earlier. Who puts any weight into things like that? This is... We should be disqualifying her testimony altogether just because she changed it completely. The now is everything. I can't be held responsible for the past. Yes, you can. When did court become theatrics over testimonies? They wrote this character so well. I am so very annoyed right now. Yes. All that matters is that man was inside that costume. Isn't that enough? It would have been convenient for him. I got some achievement for pressing her on that for some reason. I don't know. It would have been convenient for him to wear his costume during the murder. And why would that be? That way no one could see his face, of course. But you just told us you saw his face. You saw him in a completely different costume. You're definitely trying to frame him. There's still no advantage for him that I can see. On top of that, if he's gonna murder him and he brought in a knife to murder him, he knows that he's gonna get some blood, right? Like, wouldn't he end up with blood on his costume? I don't think it's a good idea to wear the costume that he's about to be seen in front of a lot of people with possible blood on it. It would have been convenient for Edgeworth if Jay were to forgive all his crimes. I kind of did, so yeah, it was convenient for him. There's still no advantage for him that I can see. In fact, you would think the costume would make him stand out all the more. That's another good point. You are such an annoying child, you know that? You disagree with everything I say. Isn't that what you're always doing to me? I got it. Maybe it was more troublesome for him to change in and out of his costume. He had to go to that post-ceremony stage show right after the crime, you know? But he repeatedly said that he didn't know anything about this either. Was there anyone else scheduled to appear at the post-ceremony show? Well, all the contestants were supposed to go on stage in a friendly gesture thing. And that included the jamming ninja? Of course it included him. That's why when On Guard came out of Dear Juan's room, I didn't give it a second thought. I see. Well, anyway. So he must have worn that nickel samurai costume when he was stabbing poor Juan. So let me ask you one last time. The person you saw truly was the nickel samurai? As showy as ever. Haven't I been saying that from the very beginning? Now you care about what you were saying a while ago? Can I throw in the towel yet? You don't need to think too hard on this one. Huh? There's a contradiction in her testimony and is sitting in plain sight. The question is, what that contradiction means for us. Well, I have to figure out what you're talking about first, but okay. Okay, I guess we need to present something on one of these things. I don't know how to point out that he had no idea about the stage show. And this is the only thing related to it that I can present. Maybe I just present it on when she mentions it. It seemed like everybody knew he was coming to this except for him. So maybe if I present this, I can be like he had no idea about it though. No, it didn't work. It's okay, let's take the damage. We deserve this. Were you trying to point at the judge? Just point it out like this. What do I need to present to be like it wasn't him for sure? It could have been somebody else. Just like we did a year ago in the other case. It's in plain sight. Am I supposed to present his profile? He was even arrested in this. So there's no way he was wearing the samurai costume. I think maybe that's what I need to do. No, I didn't mean to hold it. I meant to present. Okay, let's skip this. Okay, let's try presenting his profile. That didn't work either. Do I just present the costume itself and be like, he wasn't arrested in this? Or maybe this will... Maybe I present it at the start where she says it was him in the costume and I am like... It could have been anybody, the face is covered. I think that's the safer choice. Let's go back. No, I didn't mean to hold it. I meant to go back. Okay. Oh, shoot. She doesn't clearly say in any of the sentences that it was him in the samurai costume. Oh, she says it here. So both of the things that I was considering presenting would be here. It didn't work. What was the other thing I was considering? Forgot what else I was considering. Bonnie, if you're still around, maybe it's time to pull up that guide. Should I try the button? Okay. Mia is saying it's in plain sight, that contradiction, but it's not accepting any contradiction I'm trying to put. Carefully read statement 5 and think about the murder. Which statement did this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. I tried everything that I could think of that would be like, no, he was not wearing that. He was stabbed. No, actually, he was strangled. Okay, maybe I need to present the autopsy report? No, didn't work. Okay. Supposed to be the knife? Why? See, I told you this is the worst case. Thank you, Flanny. We would have been here for hours. Please take a look at this. Yeah, so it's a knife, big deal. If you're trying to scare me with that, I'll have you know it won't work. No, that's not my intention at all. It's the fingerprints? Why? That's the knife that was used in the murder, correct? Your Honor, do you know why this piece of evidence is important to the case? You don't even have to ask. It's because the defendant's fingerprints are on it. Is that what you're driving at? That is exactly what I'm driving at. What are you driving at, and whose car are we driving? If Mr. Engarde was really in the Nickel Samurai costume at the time of the murder, then it's impossible for his fingerprints to have been left on the knife. He would have wiped all previous fingerprints on the knife right off. Why? Or do they mean he should have done it on purpose? I think we're thinking he's too smart. He can't do anything on his own. I don't think he would think of wiping his fingerprints. Oh, that's right. Nickel Samurai wears gloves, doesn't he? Oh, okay, so they mean the gloves. I don't know. I don't know if I can believe this statement. Do fingerprints really come off that easily just from you holding it with a glove? I mean, don't you need to handle the evidence with gloves to protect it? So how do the police do it without losing the fingerprints? This doesn't make sense to me. I don't know about that too. Judge, please. I don't like this case. I hate everything about this case, about the logic, about everything. I don't like it. Please, Edward, tell me this is nonsense. He probably took his gloves off before he began the stabbing. Why would he do that? That's even a worse argument. And why would he do something like that? To leave his prints on the murder weapon? so that he can leave more evidence. There is no way he would do something like that. However, there is one possibility. Then let's hear your possibility. It's very simple. The defendant went to the victim's room while in costume as the Nickel Samurai. At the time, the defendant held no intent to murder. He was probably just going to relax and talk with the victim about the stage show, but you earlier said it was premeditated and he even brought the knife for that purpose. Now you're saying he didn't? And how did the knife end up there if he didn't premeditate and bring it with him? Which is why he took his gloves off. But the murder still did take place. It's well known that there was bad blood between the defendant and the victim. Yes, I have heard that before. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you have to say about Mr. Edgeworth's theory? Let me get this straight. Edgeworth's theory goes like this. When the defendant went to the victim's room, he had no intention of killing him. Now, up to this point, are there any problems with his theory? Yeah, there is a contradiction because earlier he said it was premeditated and the knife ended up there. Let's save, because maybe this is the wrong answer. This theory contradicts something in an earlier testimony. What are you babbling about? For argument's sake, let's suppose Mr. Angard was the killer. If that's the case, I think it's impossible for the killer to have gone to the victim's room without intent. Because of the knife, right? This knife, this was used by Mr. Angard at dinner. Yes, we did establish that. Which means that if my client was in fact the killer, then he brought this knife with him when he went to visit Mr. Coreda. I suppose. Maybe they shared a meal and he brought the knife. He brought the knife to eat, but he didn't even bring his plate. Yes. However, oh, you said they shared a meal. Yeah, I guess he would have eaten with just the knife from Juan's plate, yes. You just said it yourself. At the time, the defendant held no intent to murder. If that were true, then why would he bring a knife? He wouldn't, would he? He's thinking, he's loading. Which means, Mr. Edgeworth, your theory was flawed from supposition 1. I don't know what that means. And one more thing. If the murderer was wearing the costume at the time of the murder, then there should be glove marks left on the knife. Which means the defendant's fingerprints shouldn't be all over it like bees on a hive. Something suppose, an assumption. Okay, thank you. The act of supposing, laying down, imagining, or considering as true or existing what is known to be true or what is not proved. Okay, I can agree at least with that statement that if the fingerprints were all over the knife. Yes, he is thinking. Yes, let me pull that off so you can see it. He's loading. What was I saying? I forgot. Yeah, the gloves may have erased a few of the fingerprints, not all of them. That makes sense. I'm not loading. I'm several steps ahead of Edgeworth. One eternity later. We're gonna stay here for a while. I'll let him think. And that brings me to my final point. This knife was planted by the real killer to hide their identity and mislead us. One eternity later. Oh, that's brilliant. Order, order, I say. Order in the court. Was this knife really planted by the killer? Why would the murderer do such a thing? To frame Matt Angard. Is to frame my client, Mr. Angard, of course. To frame? Aren't you forcing the interpretation just a little too hard on this one? But we just established that the witness saw the nickel samurai in costume. And if that were true, then there shouldn't be a single fingerprint on his knife. I do not agree with this. But okay, whatever. Why would the murderer try to make it look like it wasn't them that did it? Witness? Looks like I've made your life a tiny bit more difficult, huh, Edgy Poo? Witness, did you or did you not really see the nickel samurai? Well, I guess at first I might have forgotten, but... Zaraika, what's up? Hello. Are you saying you mixed up Mr. Angard with the nickel samurai, his character on TV? But I mean, I can't really do anything about that now. Look, I was waiting around in front of their doors because, well, I wasn't waiting around for the nickel samurai, that's for sure. Who were you waiting for? She wasn't waiting for the nickel samurai. Alright then, who were you waiting for? That's top secret to anyone outside of security. Was I fast enough so that you didn't need to think about me? I have a feeling that you were waiting for Mr. Juan Correda, am I correct? No, she was waiting for Adrian because she has that... She has the article from Lara Hart that she was lying in, and she wanted to see it for herself. I have a feeling that you were waiting for Mr. Juan Correda, am I correct, witness? Ha ha ha. The way you think, you are a sad amateur with a terrible case of nearsightedness. Amateur? Me? What am I amateur of? So Oldbag was waiting around in front of the victim's room. But it doesn't sound like she was waiting to catch a glimpse of Mr. Correda. Maybe Phoenix, maybe the old bag was waiting around for that person. If it's who I think Mia's hinting at, it's certainly possible. Miss Oldbag? It's so damn hot in here, it's like 30 Celsius inside. 86 freedom units. Oh, yeah, that's hot. Luckily for us here, it hasn't been that hot. But yeah, I have my sister. She's kind of further away from the beach where it gets really hot, and also my aunt that was visiting last week. Where they live, it was like 105 degrees on the day that they left, and I have no idea how many that is in Celsius, but it's definitely more than 30, I think, just from the information I have here. Maybe close to 40. That's a lot of freedom. It gets really hot in California, and there's a lot of fires going on and stuff. And from what I heard, the fire season in California is just gonna keep getting longer and longer, and eventually it's gonna be the whole year is gonna be fire season. Amazing. And we still do nothing about climate change. Miss Oldbag, you were waiting for this person, weren't you? Who is this person? This is Adrian Andrews, Mr. Angard's manager. But why would the defendant's manager be in the victim's room? It seems that this is the last rumor in circulation, Your Honor. Oh, this is... I see. The judge seems to be really into the article, if it can be called such a thing. Then this manager with the initials AA, are you saying it's Adrian Andrews? Without a doubt, the witness thought so as well. Looks like you found me out. Well, that's fine. I can throw away this whole sworn to confidentiality stuff then. Witness? What in the world are you... Who swore her to confidentiality about this? Watch out, Phoenix. I've got a bad feeling about this. A very bad feeling. I got information. Some very secret information from a certain source. So that's why I was doing my own little investigation, in secret, of course. But what for? Oh, just for myself. Personal reasons are all. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, how will you proceed from here? I really don't want to do this. However, I cannot simply let this point slide. I see. Very well then. Witness, please testify about this secret information. Get ready. This is going to take wind out of you youngins. I'm sure we're all capable of handling this. Really, it's not like we're 10 years old. He sounds a bit worried. What are you planning to point at, Sarika? Secret information. That Angard is one evil, evil man. He thought he could ruin poor Juan by causing a huge scandal. So to do that, he sent his own manager to get in close with Juan. I cannot condone such dirty tricks, so I took action. Oh, and this is top secret. You got that? No, don't lick my face. Oh, the other way. Go away. No. I have no idea what I'm doing. It seems very intentional, excuse me. And this is top secret. You got that? Nobody else but you and me know yet, okay? Oh, thank you for the hydrate, Meteor. The defendant sent his manager. What a disgraceful topic for the court. The judge is loading. He was doing that when he was reading that article, really taking his time to read that very short article. You can see, like, what was he imagining in his brain, you know? He's having lewd thoughts. I don't have to know what I'm doing to enjoy it. That should constantly be on the judge. That's true. Okay. The defendant sent his manager. What are the stateful topic for the court? Chat is loading. That was actually happening earlier. I got disconnected from the chat, but it recovered on its own, so no need to panic. Nobody's above gossip. And isn't there a saying the truth is never pleasant? Never heard that one before. Panic. Mr. Edgeworth, what about this Adrian Andrews person? We have looked into this matter and found that the truth that the article is... No, I'm not dead yet. I'm still very well alive. Yeah. I'm gonna escape from this grave. I found that the truth the article proposes is in fact baseless gossip. No, no.
One eternity
No.
later.
Why? My chest is not loading. What are you even licking, Thazix? There's nothing there. You're licking the sky. Is it the cotton candy? Clouds. It wasn't even on a cloud. I was expecting the random to be oh, you can do a random one. I did not know that. everything. I'm glad it didn't land somewhere suspicious. Oh, you have the note. A random rip, I guess, isn't it? Edgeworth will pull out an updated autopsy report from his ass and insult you for not having an updated autopsy report. Ah, yes, he's done that before. And I think even Von Karma... No, even Von Karma did that before. No, I don't want to be captured. Okay. But should this be true? No, I'm sorry, I messed up your objection, Thazix, or whatever you were trying to point at. Miles Von Karma. I choose you. Then this proves that the defendant did bear ill will towards the victim. So this means I have to smash this rumor once and for all. I need to bring in Laura Hart and make her confess on the stand that she made that story up. The one that she lost, and now we know is... Was that bad aiming, Sarika, or were you trying to lick the judge? Or was it a random one? What was I saying? Yeah, the information she has is wrong because it was from a made-up article because Laura Hart is trying to spice things up. Now then, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. I can object behind the judge. It's fine. One of these days he's gonna tell you the victim isn't actually dead. I was trying to lick the judge's bald head. Oh no. Here, I'm gonna pause for a bit and let you do that. Enjoy the taste of the bald. Good time as any to hydrate, right? The judge probably. Ah, rip judge. Oh no, what if Zarika is trying to lick that side? No. Ah, nice. Okay. You predicted it well. Well, at least it expired for half a lick. Quote, no. Okay, it's not mine. This is fine. If you consent to it, Zarika, I will allow it. Nailed it. Yes, you did. You may cross-examine the witness. Be careful. The old bag seems rather excited right now. That's right. Angard is nothing but your average foul-blooded youth. I actually have a story about someone licking my bald head. You do? It's safe for work? Okay, I want to hear it. The judge didn't consent to the licking. We don't care about the judge's consent, do we? We can quote that instead. Okie dokie, Agent 47. Wrong reply. Which one were you trying to... Oh, the story, right? You want to hear the story too. Everybody wants to hear the story. Well, as the old saying goes, you've gotta burn old bags with fire. Time to fire up the afterburner and head the highway to the danger zone. Secret information. That Angard is one evil man. Why would I even press her on this? You can't say something like that without proof. That's just slander. Oh, nice. Were you trying to get it on her, though? I think so. Okay, they both loaded at least. I was in this bar a few years ago and chilling and drinking with my friends. Suddenly some old lady came behind me, holding my shoulders and looking at me very, very drunkily. Okay. Look, it says so right here, doesn't it? Manager to the stars, Miss AA. But the name of the magazine this came from is Gossipland. What are you saying? That gossip is all just a pack of lies? Yes, that's the literal definition of gossip, I think. Is this how I met your mother? I can't believe this wasn't told in Fresh Prince style. What is that? So was she like, did she just go and lick the bald? Or was she like, can I lick your bald? It looks delicious. Or was she like, oh, this looks like an ice cream cone? She proceeds to full tongue my head and telling me how I should buy her a drink. Oh my god. Okay. Damn it. And what did you do? The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was a 90s comedy starring Will Smith. Oh, okay. Physics GPT. What do you know? I suppose next you'll swear to me that the news is 100% true. Well, depends on what channel you're watching. Sitcom. Is there a difference between sitcom and a comedy? Told her that her breath stinks and that she should buy me a drink for all the trauma she caused. Yes. Did she do that though? Oops, I didn't mean to press that button. You can't discriminate between the news and gossip. Honestly, Sunny. The com in sitcom is comedy. Situation comedy, an episodic comedy television program with a plot or storyline based around a particular humorous situation. Why does that need to be distinguished from general comedy? Wouldn't any comedy have a situation? No? The entry story is started and concluded with the episode. Oh, okay, so it cannot be multiple parts. Discrimination is bad, Mr. Right? Discriminate? When did I do anything like that? Anyway, Engard will never get me to say touché. He thought he could ruin poor Juan by causing a huge scandal. So, no, she left very offended and shouted something I didn't hear. Most sitcoms do have multi-episode storylines, but they're more like a season finale exception than the norm. I see. I was about to say I do believe that I've seen some sitcoms with multiple parts episodes. Characters getting married, but oh no, something happens. Cliffhanger. What do you mean by that? A scandal? You're a dim-witted one, aren't you? I can't believe you don't know what a scandal is. Honestly, what are they teaching kids in middle school these days? No, I wasn't asking what the word scandal means. Even I know that much. Well, that Engard thought he could own a monopoly on popularity. So to do that, he sent his own manager to get in close with Juan. You don't have any proof. Yes, now we're gonna get the stolen article, I think. You don't have any proof Mr. Engard did any such thing. I remember scandal class in middle school. You must be suffering from shock, the shock of hearing the truth. And now, since you're in so much shock, you can't do anything, right? You're right, I can't do anything, but boy, do I wish I could do something about you. Alright then, Sunny, show me what you've got. Can you show me proof that Engard didn't bear any ill will towards Juan? Post-truth. Post-truth shock syndrome. Do I have any... I was thinking she would give me her proof, but she turned the table on me. Why do I need to present evidence to a witness? I'm gonna decline. Oh no, I broke it. Okay, let's save and reload. It's not responding to the controller for the options. Low Bunny sounds like a nickname for Lola Bunny. Maybe that's their intention. The start of Phoenix's premeditated murder arc. Am I even pronouncing that word correctly? Premeditated, not premediated. I think premediated is something else entirely, if it even exists. It's called a coincidence. Instant catch attempt. What? Decline to offer. I don't have anything to offer. See? Just as I thought. And you were lecturing me about saying things without proof. Oh, that's the point she was trying to make. You're just giving me a free pass to say whatever I want, whenever I want, silly boy. No! That's bad. Me and my big mouth. That's the way that the cookie crumbles for you, anyway. I cannot condone such dirty tricks, so I took action. What did you do? What do you mean by I took action? Like I already told you, I was lying in wait, close to the crime scene. Once that slimy woman came... She did not mention this before. Once that slimy woman came out of Juan's room, I was going to capture her and teach her a good lesson, something you youngins need. No, she meant she will wait for her to capture her. She didn't mean that she actually saw her. Okay, I misunderstood. You were going to teach her a good lesson? I was going to make her eat the damaging beams of my ray gun. Like that. No, stop. Well, it was too bad that woman didn't come through the door that night. Okay, I jumped to conclusions. This is top secret, you got that? Nobody else but you and me know yet. Yet, that's the key word. Maybe this will get her to pull out the article. Wait. What? I'm a busy woman. Tea time with the kids is over. Secret information that no one else knows yet? If that's true, then how do you know the secret information? Huh? Well, that's because I'm a pro. Yes, that's it. It's a secret. Even if you drilled a hole into my brain, you'll never find out. How in the world did that old bat get such a secret piece of information? I think I'm gonna present evidence and put the camera there. Or the picture of the camera there and be like, you stole this camera, didn't you? Let's save though, so we don't have to repeat all that if this is the wrong option. So no one else is supposed to know the secret information, correct? If that's true, then why do you know it, Miss Oldbag? Why are you looking at me like that? Stop that! Witness? I hate to say it, but this is how you came to acquire your secret information, isn't it? The investigative photographer, Laura Hart. Oh yes, I remember that mischievous girl. She reported that she had lost a certain note she had written to herself. She reported such a thing? On that piece of paper, she had written down some of her outrage impressions about the relationship between the victim and Mrs. Andrews. What? Outrageous ideas, you say? No, I said impressions. Then, everything written on this piece of paper is completely meaningless? That's it. That's the note. Ah. No, you see, this is something completely different. This is my top secret list of groceries to buy. Then you are the one who took Miss Hart's note? I'm a huge fan of Juan, that's why. That infamous puffy-haired whippersnapper. She's working with that evil Angard. She said so herself. Angard, I'm his sidekick. She was so happy, smiling like a silly duck. I was only checking what she had written. Why is everybody silent? Ejipu, you believe me, don't you? I was only trying to help out like the angel I am. It's only one piece of paper. I've never taken anything else before. You took the camera. You really should come with a supply of cheese to match your vintage wine. Oh my god. Well, it was only a piece of paper. I suppose we can overlook this just once. She looks like she's really sorry. Should I forgive her? Pile on more pressure. If she has the camera, she might have pictures that can help us. If I let up on her now, she'll get away. I have to find some way to inflict a deafening blow to the prosecution. Witness, you said that the only thing you stole was that note. Yes, he's gonna mention the camera. Is this correct? Stole? Why don't you listen more carefully, you annoying brat? I saved this piece of paper from the terrible lonely trash can, that's all. You're lying, damn it, and I can prove it. Are you putting my credibility under scrutiny again? Miss Oldbag, I don't believe that the note is the only thing you stole that night. You stole the camera. Why did they cut off the music? I was enjoying that, Miss Oldbag. That note was with a camera inside its case, wasn't it? A camera? Phoenix said a swear word? Did he? I didn't notice it. Damn it, you're right. Yesterday, Laura Hart was raising a huge stink over her camera. She kept saying something like, "My sweetie, a $1,600 camera disappeared on me." What? Why, witness? What is it, Gramps? If you have the note, then it is only logical that you have the camera too. No, he was thinking about an actual dam for sure. Looks like he found me out again, Sonny. Is this the camera you're looking for? Let's get the photos. That's... What? Even though I look like this, I'm still a person, you know? He was like, whoa, too much water flow. Damn it, damn up those damn crocodile tears. I'm still eating meals like you. I fall in love and borrow things from people. Yeah, sure. I think your definition of borrow is a little off. I saw that woman's business card and that's when I noticed it said Slimebag Celebrity Photographer Extraordinaire. Well, when I saw that, I had to know what sort of pictures she had taken. I'm a professional security guard. It's my business to steal evidence. It's my business to know these things. Bailiff, check this camera's photos. Hurry! We must examine them at once. Yes! Okay, what's in the photos? I want to see. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what do we have? There's only one photo that seems to be relevant to this case. No, I want to see all of them. Why do you get to decide which ones are relevant? Don't give the camera to the guard. Please present it to the court. This is the Nickel Samurai. Well, the murderer, I guess, didn't bring the huge arm. You can only see the shoulder of it. But you don't see the big hand. Soren, what's up? Thank you for the Prime sub. I appreciate it. Sorry I'm late. No worries. I've been starting earlier. Oh no, were you trying to capture Soren? The chat is scrolling. You got the wrong Pokemon. Let me see. I missed some chat, I think. You know when you accidentally have your thumb over the camera? It's just 90 of those. Because he is the prosecution and the prosecution gets to decide what evidence to submit. But that's not fair. Hang on, doesn't the evidence need to go through police first? That was a big deal in an earlier case. I think so. There were some weird rules that I couldn't fully understand, but I think there are some exceptions to that I don't remember. Dang, my Gideon throw failed. Caught my third Thazex instead. You caught Thazex and Meteor after that. Thank you for the bits, Thazex and the Newt. Fair trade? That was just the police chief abusing political influence. Rules for thee, but not for me. Yes. This is the Nickel Samurai. I need to look at this picture very well. I need to compare it. Let's see. He is wearing the glove. He's not wearing the metallic right hand. The pants look a little different, but I don't know if it's just a different way of drawing the same thing or it's just an angle thing. I think it's just drawn differently, but it's the same thing. It's the mountain and the waves, but they look different in a different style. The ratata of this chat, truly. Only queenish girls can catch me. Only Harriet can catch you. See, I told you. That's the guy I saw. Wow, you got it now. Nice catch, Meteor. Does that make you a queenish girl? This proves that the witness was not lying earlier about this matter. Got him. Picture taken in the hallway right after the murder. Do we have a timestamp on it? I think we don't. There's a bear in the at the bottom. So they're not only inside his room, they're flowing outside. There's no way the right head just doesn't show up in there. It's too big. I wish I could open them both at once. Yeah, I think that's the only discrepancy I can find is the arm is not showing, and I don't know if it's by like intended or not. Not the arm, the hand. The lower part of the arm is not showing in there. Does this mean what does this mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This photo by itself does not prove that the person in it is the defendant. However, in his own confession, Mr. Ongard clearly stated that at the time of the murder, he was still in his nickel samurai costume. If that is the case, then this nickel samurai is the defendant. So did he manage to change out of that and wear his racing jacket before the police arrested him? How did it come to this? I think this brings us to the end. We have examined every piece of evidence thoroughly. Final comments, Mr. Wright? The court will consider them before we close. Oh no. Somehow we lost? Do you agree that this photo is decisive evidence against your client? No, I don't. If this photo really is decisive, then we're done for. But if I raise an objection here and blow it, then I would put Maya's life in jeopardy. I can't make a mistake here. There's only one road out of this mess. This photo that Laura took, there's something strange with it. There's something strange with this photo. I knew this was coming, right? Your thoughts, Mr. Edgeworth? I think we can all agree there is nothing strange with this photo. There's no way for the defense to debunk this photo, even with a bunker buster. Another thing that I want to say that I said in the similar case a year ago is the pants are too long for this person. But that didn't seem to matter in that case, so maybe they're supposed to be dragging around like that. I don't know. But we'll see what they tell me to point out. Debunk with a bunker buster? I don't even know what that means. Is that what you're planning to do? Is that what you're planning to do, Mr. Wright? Anyway, please look at the photo one more time. If you really believe you can honestly find something wrong with this photo, then you should only need one chance, correct? Well, I have to find something wrong with this photo. I can't let this chance go by. Okay. Where in the heck did she take this photo from anyway? It's all out of focus. Why can't she take a good shot, especially when it counts? Is it out of focus? Wait. I wish I had a photo of the hallway. But there is some kind of wall. Let me see. Would my mouse show up on the screen? There is this wall. Or maybe it's the door, like the door of On Guard's here, and she's kind of on the floor, I guess, taking this picture, and it's tilted. The bear is staring at your soul, at our soul, yes. This is definitely his room. This is the door to the hallway. To the hall. Viola Hall or whatever. And we've seen these flowers and the bears. So she's either taken it from On Guard's room, or she's like at the end of that hall going to that bathroom, and she's hiding there and taking this picture. And I'm trying to think of that because Phoenix himself, where did she he said himself, where did she take this picture from? So maybe that's what we're supposed to point out, not the things that I was thinking about. Now then, let's hear your objection. What about this photo is strange? We only get one shot. You could point at this. I could point at the wall. And what was the third thing I was thinking about? I forgot. The pants, right? I cannot look at my evidence anymore. Let's try the pants first, because I was not happy with that last time and they still didn't care about it. Maybe this time they care about it. It didn't work. Or it worked. I would like to direct the course attention to this one area right here. No, it didn't work. This sounds very vague. This sounds like a very catch-all things he's pointing at. What are you pointing at? His ankles? Wait, it wasn't a catch-all. If you could see this person's ankles, what would be one thing? That would be one thing. However, you can't. Trust in the heart of evidence, Jay. And what does that mean? The costumed person in this photo could not have been Mr. On Guard. What is the meaning of this? I wonder if you would care to elaborate with actual facts, that is. Let's take a look at this Nickel Samurai's poster. Oh yeah, you're right, you can see his ankles in here. Please pay particular attention to the area around the bottom of the hakama. His socks, you can see his socks. You can see his ankles. You were totally right. For once, last year in the game, I was not right about this. It didn't matter. However, in this photo, the Nickel Samurai is clearly holding his hakama up just to walk. Maybe that's why the right arm is hidden. It's like he's holding it up. There is only one explanation for this. The person inside the costume is clearly much shorter than the defendant. And we know Andrews is a shorty, right? Of course, he's also in a wider stance rather than standing up straight, but details. You're right. The evidence in this case is all wobbly, all weird. I think I've turned things around for myself this time. That's curious. Huh? What is it? Edgeworth is unusually calm today. That's true. He's just letting the trial run itself as if he's only along for the ride. Along for the ride? What do you mean by that? He is trying to help me. I can only guess that perhaps he doesn't feel under attack at all. Never mind, he's not trying to help me. He has a rebuttal. He doesn't feel under attack? Then I haven't damaged his case at all? Mr. Edgeworth? Where does this leave us? If the person... Maybe he's gonna make the point that Thaddeus just made. About, you know, the wide stance. Pulling up the pants. If the person in this photo is not Matt Engarde, then everything in the prosecution has tried to prove has become meaningless. Alam! What's up? Thank you for the bits. What did you buy? I wonder. How are you? Okay, I should have known. I should have known. It's gonna be on my face. No. It was perfectly aimed. Do they actually let you aim the spot where the ink is gonna land, or... What's up? How are you? Everything the prosecution has tried to prove has become meaningless. Fitting. Well done, Lem. Damn it. I figured it would come to this. What? Right. I have something I want to ask you. I think you have proven that the person inside this costume is not Matt Engarde. In that case, who is this a photo of? Susquidicious. Oh my god. I know what you're trying to say, but I cannot say it. Susquidicious. Susquidicious. Okay. I give up. Okay. The perp is too short to wear the big boy pants. Who is the person wearing the nickel samurai costume? Don't stress out over this, Phoenix. It's very simple. What you should be focused on is Edgeworth attitude, don't you think? Famous cryptid Susquid. Okay, that one is easier to read. Why is he so calm? Mr. Wright, let's hear your thoughts. Who is the person in this photograph? Adrian Andrews? If you want to know who that nickel samurai is, it is none other than this woman. And why would you say it? It must be Miss Andrews. What in the world points you to her? For starters, she's short, and she can freely move in and out of Mr. Engarde's room. Finally, she had dinner with Mr. Engarde that night. And does that all add up? It means that it makes it very easy for her to get a certain item, the knife. A certain knife with Mr. Engarde's fingerprints all over it. But then, we go back to the point that Phoenix was making. If she was wearing the glove, then the fingerprints would be gone, but they're not gone. This case is terrible. The logic in this case is annoying me. The knife that was used as a murder weapon? Why don't you just say that it was... why don't you just say what it is you want, right? I have to do this now. This is my last chance to turn things around. Judge, please. The defense moves to indict Miss Adrian Andrews in the murder of Juan Correa. It was Miss Andrews who tried to frame the defendant for the crime. Order, order, order. It looks like this trial has had a most unexpected development. Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor? This court is issuing a subpoena for Miss Adrian Andrews. A verdict cannot be passed without first hearing her testimony. Alright, this is it. This is kind of bad for us. Huh? What do you mean? If Adrian Andrews is summoned to court as a witness, it means that the trial will go on for another day. But Maya escaped, right? One more day? If I don't get a verdict today, then Maya... Now then, we shall set Miss Andrews' testimony for tomorrow. What am I supposed to do? The judge is about to adjourn the court. Damn it, this is bad. Didn't we see Maya escaping yesterday? Well, last week, not yesterday. She should be showing up in here right now. She's like, I'm here, you're fine. Can you save us again, Maya? Bail us out as always. What if I wait and see and she just comes through the door? Yesterweek, yes. I am curious too, like if we do fail this, am I gonna be contacted by the kidnapper and he's gonna be like, well, she's dead? But I'm also curious, like if I raise an objection, what would happen? Is there a way to prove his innocence without summoning Adrian? Both of these are very tempting options. Flani, can you just tell me which one is the wrong option so I try it first? Because I'm curious about both. I don't know why. When we were talking to Mia last time, she was about to tell us like the things that she saw, right? And it seemed like when we saw Maya escape, it felt like she was telling us what she saw. But it seems like Mia doesn't know that Maya actually escaped, so maybe I misunderstood what I was talking to Mia about back then. Because if Mia knew that Maya escaped, she wouldn't worry about, you know, having the trial go on for one more day. Let's go with the objection first. I did save another slot. We can go back to see what happens if we do the wait and see. That's almost always the wrong answer. But I feel like there is a good chance it could be the right answer. Do not catch me. No. There is a chance it's a right answer and like Maya escaped, the kidnapper is gonna bluff about having her not with him anymore. And we might actually see her at our office. It already worked? No, did I move back in too early? Okay, let's try this. Now then. Please, Your Honor, continue the trial. You must pass a verdict today. I can't do that. We cannot hear Miss Andrews' testimony if she's not here. I abhor wasting such valuable time. Edgeworth? He's gonna help us? Your Honor, I request that you please continue with today's trial. He is helping us. But we cannot continue due to this unexpected development. Unexpected development? I think you underestimate me, Your Honor. And what do you mean by that? That Mr. Phoenix Wright would slave his way to subpoena, I don't know how to say that. Subpoenaing Miss Adrienne Andrews is all happening according to plan, even if Wright was a bit slow to catch on. What? What is the meaning of your statement, Mr. Edgeworth? Miss Adrienne Andrews is currently waiting in the prosecution's lobby. Okay, so we don't have to wait. She is the next witness. Everything was planned out in advance by that man? Somehow I knew there was no way Edgeworth would overlook Miss Andrews. Looks like this battle is far from over. Exactly. Okay, I guess we're gonna have a recess, so we gotta save there. I'm gonna load to see what the wait and see option does. Because I'm pretty sure Maya escaped. Very well. We will call the next witness. However, before we proceed, we shall take a 10-minute recess. Please prepare your witness in that time, Mr. Edgeworth. The court will now take a 10-minute recess. Yay, recess. Okay. Continue. Okay. How do I get out of this so I can reload? Please don't spoil anything. Don't spoil. Load. Okay. Let's see what the other option does. Have to do something. The trial must go on. Do you think they have a slide? Or swings? That would be fun. No, well, what? Yeah, it did take me a second to actually understand that. So you were right, Meteor. I have to do something. The trial must go on. What? I don't have anything left. No, Lonnie, why do you keep trying to catch my chest? Now then, court will adjourn today. Oh, I guess we get the same result anyway. Okay, so it didn't matter. We just end up having more spine if we object, I guess. So, yeah. How do I exit the game? Aiming center mass is just a better way of hitting. You're right. You're right. I know how to arrange the word. The letters in a word. Why did I say saving? I didn't say save. Weird. Anyway, I will exit the game just, with an X. Like that. You don't exit the game. You have to keep streaming forever. Okay. Thanks everybody for being here. For those of you who missed it, I don't know if I don't know what's gonna happen next week. Tomorrow I have an appointment for enrollment in paid training. I still don't know anything about that. I don't know how it's going to affect the stream. So I'm not sure what's going to be happening next week. As for Wednesday and Thursday, it's going to depend on my dad. So yeah, I've taken Wednesday and Thursday off my schedule streams there. Just, I may stream on these days. I may stream on any day, honestly, when I'm available. But that might be like the case if the paid training happens to conflict with the stream, because that is a priority for me. So maybe from now on, it might be I'll stream when I'm available. We'll see how tomorrow goes. So yeah, no idea when the next stream is gonna be, on what it's gonna be. But yeah, we'll see you guys around. Have a good rest of your day. I have some cooking to do and I'm hungry, but yeah, I guess I have a bit more comfortable time cooking now that I'm starting earlier, I guess. So that's nice. I don't feel pressured to work quickly. Illegal. Time for second stream fast. What? Thank you for the stream. Thank you as well. Thanks, everybody. Good luck with that throat. What? Hopefully everything goes well. Thanks for the stream. Thank you. I am hopeful. Yeah. So we'll see. Maybe some money will start coming in. I'm excited. But yeah, I'm not gonna be abandoning streaming just because I'm about to start working or anything. That's still gonna be a thing. It's just maybe not on a schedule. Oh, you heard a cough early in stream. Yes, you're right. Thank you. But yeah, I'll see you guys around. Take care. Bye-bye.